Today is August the 2nd. The winter greenhouse turned summer greenhouse has been a huge success over summer. I've been picking tomatoes now for over a month. Actually, I picked my first tomato around June 24th, I think it was, which I think is a testament to how well winter greenhouses can work here. I know a lot of growers are only now pulling tomatoes from their hothouses, but I've been pulling, tomatoes and even cucumbers. My first cucumber, I think, was around July 5th. Strawberries since probably the beginning of July. Strawberries fairly early producers here anyway, but that's this year's plants, so I'm surprised I got them so quick. So this year I grew Manitoba bush style tomato. I grew a Regal cucumber, which is a pickler cucumber, meant to be kind of picked when the cucumbers are 5-6 inches long or shorter. And I grew a flaming flare pepper, jalapeno peppers, and pepper that I picked up from Vessie's, and I can't remember the name of it. I have to go back through my seed orders to find it. But they've all been pretty good producers so far. I started picking jalapenos yesterday. So the bush style tomatoes, I'll talk a little bit about those. And I'll try to get a shot of the greenhouse here. It's pretty growny and a lot of growth throughout, and we're after pulling out gallons and gallons of tomatoes so far. Bush style tomatoes, they're great for producing. This variety is good for eating, it's good for processing. But the fact that they're short and stout and they want to grow outwards means that they have to be caged. And unfortunately, I didn't cage them. I didn't really know. It's my first time growing tomatoes. And despite successes in terms of, I guess, the yield, it hasn't been from lack of work. I've had to spend a lot of time staking branches and trying to keep these things from weighing itself down with fruit, and it's been highly laborious. I wouldn't recommend it. Get your tomatoes caged right from the beginning, otherwise you have messes like this to contend with, and trying to stake it with sticks from the garden, and it's a real mess. Regardless, they have been good producers, but I have noticed in recent weeks, with the plants all so close together where they kind of spread outwards rather than upwards, I've had some issues with disease. Whether this is late blight or what, I'm not sure, but as it's been happening, I've been kind of cutting branches off. Some of the issues that I've seen appear to be maybe, I think, fusarium rot, I think is what it's called, but I'm not entirely sure what the name is. So I've been cutting things off, and to tell you the truth, I'm I guess so far along in the tomato harvest at this point that I'm not overly worried about whether or not the plants are going to die. It looks like, I would say, within the next 2 weeks, mostly everything that's in here will be picked. As you can see here, I mean, everything on this vine is now gone except for this one, and likewise here, mostly everything has already been picked. So I expect that this, whatever disease it is that it has, is not going to cause much of an issue for much longer. Growing in containers produce quicker than growing in the beds, probably related to the soil temperature, I would guess, and the fact that the containers are black and they're sitting in the sun. So they do perform better in containers, but you need to start off with a large container right from the beginning. I went through at least 3 graduations of containers on these, which made it costly. I started off with 4-inch pots. I moved to 1-gallon pots. I moved to 3-gallon pots, and then I moved to 5-gallon pots. So it's been it's been a bit costly, but now, you know, I got all these pots and they're gonna last me a long time. So I guess that's okay. But if you want to really start off growing, you're better off going with 5-gallon pots right from the beginning. Peppers, I've had them producing like large amounts of peppers in a 3-gallon pot, and they seem to be doing fine. And I feed them a variety of stuff. This is one local product that I've been using. It's kelp powered plant booster. Yeah, so this has been really good. The other thing that I've been using is produced by Diane Howlett locally. Here it is from Twillingate Marine Organics. It's a liquid fish hydrolysate. And this does equally well in the greenhouse and the garden. It does have a bit of a smell, but honestly, within a day, the smell is gone. And the plants have done pretty well, but not being a tomato grower ever before, I didn't know much about it, and the plants did start to suffer from you know, these issues. I was not sure what they were, but they seem to be magnesium related, and the leaves kind of get crunchy. But I've been giving them regular waterings lately with you know, the go-to for tomato growers, Epsom salts, and they seem to be growing really well. My cucumbers have done, you know, relatively well. As you can see, they're wrapped up to the ridge beam and on their way back down again. And this thing has produced all the way up the vine once, and now the vine down below is all producing with offshoots again, which I didn't realize was going to happen. I was actually thinking that I was going to cut these plants down about a week ago and potentially start from new, but it looks like nature decided to do that for me. So I'm just going with it at this point, and it seems to be working. Anyway, peppers, these flaming flares have done well in 3-gallon pots. We've been picking those now for over a month. I've been picking them when they're green. I haven't waited until they ripen, but apparently they get even hotter again. But I found that this one is a good heat. It's good enough for me, and we've been using those in salsa more. And here are the jalapenos. I think I bought those from, I think they're a variety I got from Gay's Seed, downtown St. John's. And this is the pepper that I got from Vessie's. That plant needs some fertilizer there now, despite being planted in compost, all heavy feeders. Anyway, that's my update for August 2nd. Hopefully I'll get around to a tour of our new chicken coop soon. Thanks, bye.